Scientists have finally found good evidence in the search for Planet X. A massive ninth planet on the fringes of our solar system has been discovered by Caltech, but not yet observed. The giant planet is thought to be as big as Neptune and orbiting billions of miles beyond Neptune's path, so far out that it takes 20,000 years to make one orbit of the Sun. That's a long day. It's not been observed yet, but through mathematical and computer modeling, they anticipate its discovery via telescope within 2 years or less. The mysterious planet has been spotted disturbing the movement of smaller objects in the outer solar system. It's too far away to be spotted directly, but it's out there. The planet may have been seen by ancient astronomers on Earth thousands of years ago, with the Sumerians depicting the ninth planet in great detail and even describing it as having inhabitants. The world, which could be about 10 times as massive as Earth, would be large enough to become the ninth planet of our solar system. They found it by watching the way dwarf planets and other objects in the outer solar system move. Their orbits seem to be disturbed by something huge, but hidden out there. If there's going to be another planet in the solar system, I think this is it, Greg Laughlin of the University of California told National Geographic. It would be quite extraordinary if we had just discovered Planet X. Fingers crossed, it would be amazing. It could roam as far as 1,200 astronomical units, 1 astronomical unit being the distance between the Earth and the Sun. That would put it well beyond the Kuiper Belt. That's the region of small icy worlds that begins at Neptune's edge, about 30 astronomical units. And an entire orbit of the Sun probably takes about 20,000 years. The planet might have made its way out to the edge of the solar system when it was thrown out there by the gravity of Jupiter or Saturn. At such distances, the planet could be impossible to spot even with the 2 huge telescopes that are currently looking for it. So little light is sent back from that far away that it might not ever make it back for us to see. It's surrounded by much brighter objects. Even the distant Pluto could be about 10,000 times brighter, so scientists have to be sure that they point the telescopes at exactly the right point and pick out an already very unlikely speck of light. That's how scientists spotted the potential planet, by seeing the disturbances that it's causing in the gravitational field of the far star system. There appears to be a great perturbator, upsetting the movement of other objects in that faraway region, which could be caused by a mysterious, unknown world, now thought to be Planet 9. The solar system doesn't often change. The only recent addition was Pluto, which was found in 1930 and spent most of the 21st century as its most distant and smallest planet, until it was controversially downgraded to being just a dwarf planet and the solar system went back to having 8 members. If the new planet is real, then it'll definitely be a planet, scientists say. Since it dominates a bigger region than any of the other planets, it would be the most planet-like planet of the planets in the entire solar system. The downgrading of Pluto was partially the result of work by astronomer Michael Brown, who co-wrote the new paper. He found that Pluto was surrounded by a huge number of similarly sized planets, and the International Astronomical Union decided that Pluto would be excluded from a new definition. Astronomers found the new potential planet while they were looking at those small rocks. They seemed to fly around in orbits that couldn't be happening by chance, and instead were best explained by the big ninth planet sitting out there with them. A ninth planet has long been hypothesized and became the basis of some conspiracy theories. Originally going under the name Planet X, it was first talked about more than a century ago, and looking for that planet is what brought astronomers to find Pluto. In 1894, with the help of William Pickering, Percival Lowell, a wealthy Bostonian, founded the Lowell Observatory in Flagstaff, Arizona. In 1906, convinced he could resolve the conundrum of Uranus's orbit, he began an extensive project to search for a trans-Neptunian planet, which he named Planet X. Lowell's hope in tracking down Planet X was to establish his scientific credibility, which had eluded him thanks to the widely derided belief that channel-like features visible on the surface of Mars were canals constructed by an intelligent civilization. Lowell's first search focused on the ecliptic, the plane encompassed by the zodiac where the other planets in the solar system lie. Using a 5-inch photographic camera, he manually examined over 200 3-hour exposures with a magnifying glass and found no planets. At the time, Pluto was too far above the ecliptic to be imaged by the survey. After revising his predicted possible locations, Lowell conducted a second search from 1914 to 1916. In 1915, he published his Memoir of a Trans-Neptunian Planet, in which he concluded that Planet X had a mass roughly 7 times that of Earth, about half that of Neptune, and a mean distance from the Sun of about 43 astronomical units. He assumed Planet X would be a large, low-density object with a high albedo, like the giant planets. As a result, it would show a disk with a diameter of about 1 arcsecond, and an apparent magnitude of between 12 and 13, bright enough to be spotted. There have only been 2 true planets discovered since ancient times, and this would be a third. there's a pretty substantial chunk of our solar system that's still out there to be found, which is pretty exciting. The name of the Planet 9 will be crowdsourced too, if the researchers get their way, as opposed to being proposed by the discoverer and then approved by the International Astronomical Union, which is the usual way of doing things. The discoverer's personal name preference is George, a hat tip to the British astronomer William Herschel, who discovered Uranus and wanted to name it Georgium Sidus, after King George III. That might be a hard sell to the IAU. Whatever the planet is eventually called, its very existence will do more than simply add to the population of the solar system, it'll also add to its mystery.